So this last week I made this workbench. I've got my miter saw and table saw that are going to be kind of more permanently on there. And then I've got my sander and planer and little odds and ends, trying to do some dust collection as well. What I did is cut the round on the table saw. There's videos that show how to make a jig to do that, and then just ported it to my shop vac. It kind of just reduces the collection of your shop vac, gives you a little bit more time before you have to clean everything out. Put the intake in an angle and then screwed it to kind of hold it there. Yeah, and just kind of found the right PVC pipe for the shop vac and used that with the shop vac original hose. And then kind of, some of them have to be neck down or up depending on, the port on the equipment that I'm using. But I made this all out of 2x4s, except for the legs were 4x4s. They were all salvaged basically from pallets or frames from my job, and just kind of cut them down to the length I needed, worked out how many I needed. I did a butcher block on this half because I plan on pounding a lot on it and putting a lot of abuse on it. Got some wheels so I can move it, so they just push down here and lift up the bench, put the pressure on the wheels so I can move it. But it's real strong. I mean, I can barely budge it. It's heavy. It's all glued, all the butcher block 2x4s. Cut this out before I glued it in. It still needs some fine tuning and adjusting, but I'm going to work on a bunk bed for the kids. So this is again all reclaimed, reused. A lot of times you can get it for free or extremely cheap, and with a little bit of extra time and labor, it turns out just as good. And you spend a whole lot less money, especially nowadays when prices of lumber are so expensive. But I'm just in my garage, which is a disaster. We need to work on that some more too to get that more suited, but that's why I made this workbench, so I can push it out of the way, use my garage if I need it for a car, but still do plenty of other projects. So I'm going to knock out all these nails, and then start cutting the lumber I made. So I'll show you for the bench. Yeah, and I got this new chest rig. We'll try this out. I'll hold the cell phone while I'm recording, and I'll try and I'm not real up to date on this YouTube and how to do everything, but I'll try and get links for products that I use. And this is going to be for the bunk bed that I worked out. I already have a full-size bed for them, so I'm adding the bunk on top to what I've already made for them, and I can show you that later too. This was the kind of plan for the table, the workbench. I got, worked out. This was for the table saw, where it's going to sit and how high and long and wide, and this was my cut list of everything that I needed. And of course there was adjustments in there. I ended up not going as thin. Excuse the noise, there's a lumber mill right next to our new place, so you're going to hear it throughout my videos until I get a better setup. But we'll see how this chest rig works and see what I can do for you, and see how well it looks when I'm actually working with my hands. You can see everything I'm doing, and I don't have to hold the phone. So we'll give it a shot. We'll see what this is like, and we'll hopefully be able to edit these down somehow, some way, and time lapse and whatever. Again, I'm not real familiar with how to do everything on YouTube and all that. This is something new to me, and kind of show you my thoughts and my ideas, and we'll talk about woodworking and fixing vehicles and talk about family and kids and wife and the Bible and what God has planned for me, which is a daily idea of I have no idea what I'm doing in this world, but I trust and hope that God will take care of me. And this might not work out so well, but we're gonna give it a shot, because I just hit the phone swinging a hammer. You add something to your body you're not used to for your whole life. So I might hit this a little bit. It's just my phone, so no big deal, right? I can live without a phone or get another one. But so as you can see, I lost my crowbar now. But like I said, I'll try and get this dialed in and see what I can do, and you guys can see what I do. And so nail doesn't want to come out like that. I found you get it as close as you can to straight. This crowbar has been amazing. East Wing, I picked it up for I think like $2 at a garage sale. And I don't do framing, but I have this little finish hammer that I did a lot of framing. I built a playhouse and all sorts of stuff. So you don't need specific tools for specific jobs. They help. They make your life easier. But sometimes you can work with what you got. I mean, that miter saw is probably 1,000 years old. I picked it up for $15 3 years ago. The table saw and the planer I literally just picked up a couple weeks ago. And before that, I made my own table saw, which worked great. Not as good, but it worked great for what I needed and what I had. And make do with what you have. But just know that if you're starting out on something, you don't need to spend a whole lot of money. Get started, figure out if you want to do it, and if you like it, invest in it, work hard at it, do what you can to get better, and yeah, go from there. I might have to see about getting a different, and I've got a bucket for scrap metal. I've got multiple buckets for lumber and sawdust. I have no idea what I'm going to do with. And yeah, so anyways, I like to ramble, I like to talk, I like to work with my hands, so you're going to get a little bit of everything. If you like it, subscribe, hit the like button. I've got time off work. I've had some time off work. It's just been super slow. I do sheet metal, and it's been real slow all around the board. But even if I go back to work, I'll still try and upload some videos and see what I can do. I might even see about grabbing my wife's camera, seeing about making a platform, a tripod or something for it. That might be another video. But like I said, I'll get these nails knocked out, get my lumber cut, and we'll go from there. But stick around.